Once you have a frame, you need motors. And most quad rotors use electric motors, which are very easy to work with. They don't have complicated carburetors and other mechanisms for mixing fuel and air, like the carbon-based fuel engines used on more traditional remote control aircraft. They're also much safer than combustion engines. The downside of electric motors is they're not very efficient. Battery technology is just not as good at delivering energy as carbon-based fuels. And the way that electric motors convert that energy into flight power is also not as efficient. But electric motors are easy to work with, and they are what you generally find in most quad rotors. More specifically, most quad rotors like this use brushless motors, which operate by oscillating a magnetic field. That oscillation causes magnets inside the motor to spin the motor shaft. These motors are called brushless because of the fact that there's no contact between the control mechanism and the motor shaft, in contrast to more traditional brushed motors, where the drive and the shaft are in contact via brushes. This lack of contact allows brushless motors to spin faster and more efficiently. As far as the discussion of motors goes, I'm going to leave it at that, but check out the links below to learn more about brushed versus brushless motors. And that takes us to the next component of the quad rotor, which is called the electronic speed controller, or ESC. Each of the 4 ESCs in your quad rotor receives a signal from the autopilot saying, spin that particular motor at a particular RPM. And then the ESC oscillates the magnetic field at the appropriate rate in order to spin the motor. So now you've got your motors spinning, and the whole point is for your motors to spin your propellers. So, up next, propellers.